Hello everyone. Welcome to the first video for the year 2025. I want to welcome every one of you into this new special year. So today we are going to be designing the flyer that you see on your screen now. This simple flyer you see on your screen, that's what we're going to be designing. And every resources needed for these projects will be made available for you to access and follow along. You understand? So without any further ado, let's go straight into designing what we have for today. So first of all, we can see that this is a clothing brand. So from the resources we have here, you can see I have removed the backgrounds which you will be available for you to follow along. I've not worked on this before, so this is my first time. I'm trying to work on it, and I'm going to be showing you my thought process in creating my designs, as you can see. And hopefully this thing will turn out well. We know it will turn out well. So sorry, I have a little cough due to the season, so just have to bear with me. All right. So first things first is I just brought in my background, so I want to put in my text because before I start designing, I like putting in my text and seeing how this thing is going. You understand? So from here we can be able to um see what we are doing. All right, so first of all I want to put in my text and know what the text is. So for the name of the brand, I'm using um a I'm just forming a stuff. Let me say Dari, change the font. So I'll try as much as possible to provide the font too, or if you have your preferred fonts, every font we use in this project, I'll try as much as possible to provide it. So I want to use Monument and change it. Okay, Dari. I want to check something. Okay, remove it from all caps. Okay, so it's going to be Dari Clothing. Then select my into canvas to center it. Then duplicate this, drag this layer, or you press Ctrl J to this plus sign, drag it down. And should I use clothing? Yes, and just use clothings. Alright, so select center. Also want this to be centered too. Then I will center both of them to the center. Reduce this. Right. Okay, just to be sure. Let's see, move down a bit. All right. So what I wanted to add something, but let's just keep it just this simple. So I believe your client should have given you um the logo for his or her brand. So group it and Control G, or you right click and click on group layers. Sorry, I'm trying to. Sorry, my eyes cannot just get to it actually. But so Control G will group it, double click on it, and maybe let's do it heading. It's good to name your layers so that you will know what and what you are doing. So for this ones, let's just group it and name it clothings. So we know this where our wares are. All right. So the next thing to do is I will put in um let's say logs. Let's say luxury senators. designs. So let's say that this client deals on senators. So reduce, sorry, not this, reduce it from here. Then I'll just increase the size, increase the spacing between text. All right. So center it. All right. So next thing we want to do is let's bring in our image and our clothings and see the one we can use and the ones that will not be useful to us. So I'm just off the layer one by one and see how they appear. So let me just off this layer and okay. All right, this. Still work on the proportion of the clothes. So let me just increase this one a bit. You can press Ctrl T for transform in case you don't know how to transform it. And mine is already on auto select. So select these two things, holding shift key to reduce it. Okay. Again, this one. I already have this red dress. This, okay. Alright. Just take this one up. So at least we are seeing some progress. Alright, and this, okay, and this. Alright, okay. Let's bring in this too. Let's see, let's fit in everywhere into this design and see how it goes. Just say maybe we can just try putting it left aligned. Right, so remember that when you are designing your flyers, you should not be stereo. You can go online and check what others have designed, other people's job, at least to have an inspiration or this, or just have in mind, understand what you're trying to design, something like that. So I just think just off this layer a bit. It's not much that the images must be much here. So just try to control the amount of images. So we're just trying to bring in some designs that we feel is needed, is more important for this flyer. So why this is here and I bring in my heading, you can see that my heading has to change. This is one thing about design. There is nothing like I've figured it out. Sometimes you can sketch out your design on a sketch pad and have an idea of what you are trying to do. So let's save this and okay to this folder and let's name it diary clothing. All right. So next thing I'm going to do is let me just close this layer up, bring up this back and change the alignment from here to, so you can double click on it and this thing will come out and just click on left align and bring it back here. You understand? So for now we can still reduce this clothing a bit, but we're still going to work on the text actually. So another thing we are looking at now is how other text can come in, because not just only senators. I think we need to change. Let's say that the client deals on, and just reduce the size of the text. This on the senators, yes. I don't know much about clothing, but let's see. He deals on senators. Um, he has kaftan, kaftans. He deals on agbada, and let's say he does Ankara too. And let's say okay, I think this is okay for now. So reduce the size. So let's increase here. Okay. So it's coming up, it's showing up. So I think I need to still reduce this thing a bit. Reduce this a bit. So our heading will be okay. No, these are the services. Okay, our services. All right, so bring in our services, and I'm going to reducing it a bit. Okay, this way. So we're still going to add colors and everything to it, but not quite now. So put for the addresses, like the contact address, into it. So I'm going to bring in those icons. So you can see these are the icons I have. So just bring them in and adding some informations to it. All right. So separate, WhatsApp separate and Instagram. Okay, let's say this alone. So I'll select it, make it to selection, so it doesn't move with the camera, and select this to align it and make sure that they're aligned. All right. So I'll reduce this and give it, let's say the social media handle will be direct clothings underscore clothings. I'll change the font. I'll use Montserrat. And then reduce it. So I'll align it this way, increase it a bit, and align it this way. You see, okay, all right. So we've gotten this one, and just bring it down a bit. So let's say for the WhatsApp, we'll put it this way. To book us, to book, okay, contacts us via, then the number should come in. Let's say 080 8 000 0 and 111. They say they have another number 0707 1111 0000. All right, so 10, sorry. So all right, let's change this to extra bold, or we can just still maintain that monument and change it to ultra bold to increase the size. So I'll bring in my WhatsApp icon and place it here. So for our location, I think we can draw with location since it's just a dummy stuff. So just bring in our stuff here and bring in this here too. We're working with a spacing. So let me just shift this a bit and bring out my ruler and place it here. This and this should place here. So our luxurious senator clinical here, and then our services. So I'll just add a rectangle to this place and close this linking, because once you don't off this thing, if it's not off and I increase a particular side, everything changes. So since I don't want everything to increase and I want only the top right and bottom right to increase, I'll just close it and increase 47 and put 47 here. I can just copy this, and or I don't want it to curve too much. It's like this. So 20, and I'll paste it here, 20, enter. So I'll increase the size. I'll turn off this link so that it doesn't increase by the four corner. Just turn it off and increase it. Let me see how it looks like. Okay, I'm just increase it a bit. Okay, that one. So my text that is beneath this, you see why it's good to always group your stuff so that you will know where each thing is falling into. All right, so I'll group this and name social media. So align it to this place, and then my WhatsApp and book. Okay, group WhatsApp booking. Let me just write it booking. So just name it whatever you can resonate with. So this one I can now bring it down and change my services. Change my services to white. Remember, this is not the color that we're working with. We're just building how our design will look like. So just reduce this a bit, not so much, and select both of them. So once we're done with this, we'll just shift these two things to get to the end here. We're still going to work on this booking stuff. So at least you can see that it's making sense right now. It's making sense. So for this booking, I think I will have to change the font so that it can stand. So let me try B bars. Okay, it's not too thick, right? Alright, but let me just see how it looks like. I don't want to do too much. Or must we use the icon? Let me just remove the icon and just via. Let me just write it. WhatsApp. Okay, I'm using this as a contact mode. All right, it's a form of contact. Just take this via to the next line. Bring this other one back. So you can see that designing can be complex and it can be easy depending on your approach to it. So from here now, I think I need to make some changes on this luxury, or I could just work on the images since there's a space up there. Just kind of move this here. Move off our stuff. Bring in this one here. This. I think we can. I don't know if we have any other design facing us. This. I think we should just stick with this one that goes this way. So I think okay, this is okay. This should come this way, and not this, not you. So the next thing I need to do is to work on these senators, because it's going to be a pain now. So let me just separate it. Luxury, okay, senators, or luxury clothing, since we are not just dealing with senators. I'll probably change the font to B bars and increase the size. Okay, designs. All right, so use it a bit. I will select three of them and make sure that they are perfectly aligned in this manner and take it up. All right. So I still have some issues with the spacing. Like this down part, I feel it's too empty. I'll just bring this one, maybe probably increase it, doesn't matter, and bring it down a bit. Then for our services, I can always bring it down, fill in those spacing. All right. So we can still work on with this. We're working with this. All right. So now we've gotten the structure of how our design should look like. So I have some backgrounds that I've already selected and I upscaled it with Pika AI. So I don't let's see how it actually fits into what we want to do right now. So let me close these groups so that we'll see what we're doing. So these are our services, close it and become services. And normally I don't group my layers, but for tutorial purposes, I have to. Okay, let me just increase this and see how it will look like. Send everything down to the down layer and okay, change every color here. And change everything. I'm changing everything to white. So okay, I don't know. I want to do something like this. Let me just draw it. Where this part right here will be white, understand, and the other part will be darker. You get the whole stuff. So just bring this down, something like this, and then for my um other part of this, I still want to add something to it to separate it from every other person. Just select this color, for instance, from this background, and I just want to show you, give you an idea of what I'm trying to work on. Because design is all about thinking. How can I make this good? You understand? How can this thing actually sell? And so on and so forth. So you can see that this is what I'm actually looking out for. Wow, it's making sense. It's making sense. It's making sense. So we just have to work with this background and see if there's other ways we can, blend it with other ones. So let me just at the end of this video, I'm going to teach you a trick, something I learned that's going to help you actually. So use the hue and saturation, control U, and the saturation. And also, what I want to do is I want to blend in these darker parts. Understand these darker parts so that they can have some. If I just let me just say I just fill in here with black, alternate backspace, and then okay up here, just max it and use the gradient tool and select it this way. You see what I'm talking about? I want to see something like this, and then I also want to duplicate this background and try something with the blur part. Blur. I don't know if I should use radar or motion. Let's just use radar. Remember that we're just experimenting. We're experimenting to see what we can get from it, so that our design can be top notch. We can still work with this way it is. It's cool. It's looking nice. We can work with it and all these things. So change the increase the saturation. I want to increase the bit. Then change the blend mode. Let me see. There's something I want to see if it's achievable, right? Okay. Let's check out the blend modes and see the one that fits in more to what we need. Okay, let me just say within this place. Okay, lighting screen. Okay, All right, I want to check something. You off it, you bring it back. Okay, you off it, you bring it back. All right, let me reduce the opacity a bit because we need something to draw out the images out, which we're still going to touch up on the image. We'll still work on the image, touch it up a bit. All right, so I just have a feeling that this thing shouldn't interrupt. Then this one should go down, something like that. Just have to bring this thing up ahead of this clothing, something like this. Okay, so bring this down a bit. Now, what we are working on now is we have this and this. Probably we'll just leave our stuff like this, or we'll just change one of it, the color, and select this, and select one of the oranges, the lighter part, and close it. And from our luxury stuff, the clothing, can just double click on this part of it to bring out the layer styles and then work on gradients. Select here. I think we have orange stuffs here, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, these are orange stuff. So let's just click OK and zoom out and see how it looks like. Okay, let's go back to it and you know work. Then drag this thing down a bit, bring it up and select here, take it back. Let's see how this yellow works. And then this other part, I don't want it to be too orangey, but let's just leave it. Okay, scale. All right, so I'm still going to do some things on it. So what I'm going to do is I want to add some little minor effects on it, like inner glow. We add an inner glow. Okay, I think should I have it on white or still have it here? Let's just try the size, increase the size a bit, and opacity first. Then I want to add noise to it. Let me just cancel it and zoom in and do it so you see what I'm talking about. So from the inner glow, you can see it, opacity. Let's increase the size a bit and add noise to it. Add jitter. Okay, add where's our noise? Add noise to it and release the strokes. No, we don't want it to be much. Something like this. And reduce the opacity. We want it to be much. Then increase the size a bit, just a bit. And then add a drop shadow to it. Okay, to look good. So you see, there's this kind of effect it has to it. I want to still reduce the opacity a bit. All right. So just what I'll do now is just copy this layer style, paste it. Is on my note, this and this. Okay, paste and paste and edit it. So what I'll just do is change the color. I want to change the color. So the gradient, change it to black, the basic black and white kind of stuff, and reduce the black, something very light. It's not supposed to be too much. And then change the inner glow from this to this. Understand? So it's supposed to be soft, it's not supposed to be something that is much. Then copy this layer style and paste it on the design and paste it here. So you can see our design, our this oh, they're under the services. No, you're not supposed to be under the services. So just remove it. So when I'm done with this, I think the clothing should come down behind the design, so the design can drop a bit. So from here to I will copy this layer style and paste it here. Right, so and change this. I think change it to black will be more better. black should come out more. All right. So, and also take this behind the our services or behind our senator so that the shadow doesn't get on top of it, and increase this our services a bit. That's too much actually. So, select this and this. You can see that it's the journey so far has been quite simple. The same thing for these two. I want to paste this on this, give it the same layer style, but change some things. The journey so far is we've just been doing repetition on some little. If you notice, we repeated some things to get what we are looking for. All right, so I'm just change the size, change the spread, and then the gradients. This thing, change it to this a bit. So once you are done, click OK. All right, so this one goes down here, and this you need to align it. Okay, reduce it a bit so it doesn't exceed where it's supposed to be, and work on this corner. Reduce it a bit. So this one goes up here. All right. So for our social media handle, I'll just select one and okay, just select one and do some color overlay on it. Color overlay and change it to orange. Simple. Copy it and paste it on the Facebook and paste it on the TikTok. Simple. Very, very simple. Now you can see that we've achieved a lot with this our simple concept of design. So what I'll do now is just select the images and increase their saturation a bit. There's something I want to do at the end, so I'm just increase it a bit, just a bit, increase it a bit. Not this and this. Then add some shadows to it to separate the different clothes from each other. So just add some drop shadows and size, increase distance. Okay. So I want it to go this way. Working. I don't understand what is happening here. Okay. This we want to add. Just increase the opacity to see where it's going to. Okay. Here. To here. Let's take it up a bit. Use the opacity. Use the size. Use the spread. So what I'm just doing now is going to copy and select this and paste and just edit the drop shadow and shift it inside so that there can be depth on it. And okay, just bring it down a bit. Show this and just a bit. Okay, all right, and to this paste, and from here copy that of this, copy layer style and paste here. So you get it. So basically we've been able to achieve this, the little stops that we have. So now this is actually good and okay. It's actually okay now. All right, so let me just do some little adjustments. select everything and bring it down. All right, so what I want to do now is to boost this thing. So what I'm going to do is select everything, everything, and duplicate it and group it. So just take time to group. Pasting this thing together. Think we said okay, group and just duplicate. So now once this duplicates, I'm going to rasterize it. It's going to take time depending on how fast your system is. So once it is done, I'll right click and merge layer, merge it. And once I've merged it, I'll go to filter, camera raw. So there are some things I'm going to be touching there. All right, so what is going to be happening is, okay, let me just, to avoid confusing you, cancel this, disable this, then select this and select the whole document. Just click and drag, Control Shift I, sorry, select everything and layer via cut, and just remove the other excesses because I don't want the excesses here. So select this only and click on camera raw filter. So what I'll go to is my texture, my clarity, and my vibrance. So I'll increase the texture, increase the clarity a bit, then work on my vibrance. I'm going to be showing you what it does to your job. Don't add too much of it. Just understand to it. So, okay, click on OK. So after clicking on OK, there's something I'm going to show you. Now, let me activate this layer, off this layer, bring it up, off it, bring it up. You see the difference? It adds life to it. So from here, you can now export your job and send your job to your clients. And I trust that if you've stayed here so far, thank you for staying here. Remember to subscribe, share this video, and stay tuned with us as we continue to grow together. See you the next one. Peace.